3, 2, 1. All right, welcome back, everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about other solutions other than solution 1, 2, 3. Well, first of all, I have to admit, I have not spent much time thinking about other solutions to the world's problems. And when I say other solutions, I would sort of naturally divide them into two subsets. There are those solutions and sets of solutions which address or seek to address all of the world's most pressing, daunting issues holistically and simultaneously, versus those solutions which are more local in scope, either geographically local or local in terms of within, the field or fields of interest, focusing on one global issue or another, or perhaps focusing on one global issue, but focusing on it in one specific country, state, county, etc. So other solutions other than solution 1, 2, 3 that we talk about extensively in other videos here within radish.org, other than solution 1, 2, 3 and the various solutions and platforms which compose solution 1, 2, 3. Solution 1, 2, 3 is indeed a composite. Other solutions can include solutions which in turn would be complementary with solution 1, 2, 3. So it doesn't have to be either or. They can in fact work together. And because solution 1, 2, 3 is meant to be holistic, global, all-encompassing, all-issue encompassing, because I think we've reached such a state in the world that it's such a runaway train towards some very, very bleak outcomes environmentally, in terms of climate, in terms of water, in terms of the economy, in terms of war and peace and human rights. And it's not a pretty picture if we don't get our hand on the tiller here of the future of planet Earth pretty quickly. So solution 1, 2, 3 is precisely one way to get a handle on that. So when we talk about other solutions, even if we're talking about creating composites of local solutions, I'm putting forth that we should take on a global, holistic perspective spanning all the world's problems. Let that be our context, and let's evaluate specific solutions relative to the overall aim. Let's evaluate holistic solutions, such as solution 1, 2, 3 and its various components, relative to that overall aim. And the point of the Hungerless Games is that we seek out and explore and develop multiple different potential candidate solutions or families of solutions or sets of solutions to transform ultimately all of the world's most daunting issues, not necessarily holistically and simultaneously, but that in the end of whatever process we take on, in the end, all these world's most daunting issues are positively transformed, and we reach a state of sustainable utopia. Not that it would be static by any means, but that it would be sustainable. So sustainable evolution of technology within a larger utopian sustainable context. So, and along with the evolution of technology goes the evolution of the way of life. And so it's really kind of a fascinating concept to contemplate, but you've got Ray Kurzweil's singularity, which I point to somewhere within solution 1, 2, 3, and at the same time, the concept of sustainability. So how do you marry those two? I don't know. And I think it should be left up to, or put in the hands of the higher form of intelligence that we reference in step 3 of solution 1, 2, 3 to figure that out. Now, why is it called the Hungerless Games? And so the solutions, the contestants in the Hungerless Games are solutions to the problem of world hunger. So if those are the contestants, then why is the scope simultaneously all the world's most pressing issues? For me, the most simple answer, and the answer that I like the best, and other answers are welcome. But the one I like the best is that hunger is really sort of a canary in a coal mine. It's a very stark indicator of a global economic system that is just an utter failure by many measures, if you consider the human suffering involved, and the unnecessary suffering, and the consequent devastation to the planet, as we explore in deep within step 3. But I'll just summarize it right here. Is that when you have large-scale hunger, that's an indicator of, just look at the world income distribution, that exponential-like chart that I show Coca-Cola and Newman's Own nestled within in different slides. In order to have hunger at the very end, you have a very gradual tapering off from, sustainable middle class to poor to really poor to really, really, really poor, all the way to hungry, all the way to starving, all the way to dead from starvation. So you have the full spectrum. Once you get away from starving, it doesn't take too far up the ladder from starving that you have population growth. And there's a sweet spot, and it depends on multiple factors, not just monetary income. There are many, many different factors. But the point is that if you've got starvation, you've got runaway population growth. And the world simply cannot afford runaway population growth. So in my view, a crucial milestone that we need to cross as soon as possible, regardless of what your views on the human suffering part of it, even if your focus were hypothetically only on ecosystems and rainforests and whatnot and the planet, it makes all the sense in the world to first end hunger before we can eradicate poverty. And we need to eradicate poverty in order to eradicate, so to speak, runaway population growth. Not to eradicate people, but to have zero population growth. And as Germany and Japan and several other countries have shown us, by taking several key government policy steps, which can also be translated to industry policy in the form of CCC, as you'll learn about in step 3 of solution 1, 2, 3. Industry policy can also drive towards the same ends as government policy. And what are those ends? Zero population growth, sustainable, environmentally sustainable, reverse some of the harmful impacts of climate change rather than accelerate it, et cetera, et cetera. That's the path towards utopia, and that's the path that we need to get on as quickly as possible. So calling all solutions that'll either get us part of the way or all the way, but together collectively, we need to figure this out. And so with what we're building here, including key platforms for the Wixonomy and other systems, which are yet to be built, but collectively all of this is being created precisely so that we have a higher form of intelligence consisting of all of us working together in the ways described within the higher form of intelligence document on step 3. We are now creating this higher form of intelligence precisely to accelerate and facilitate the development of a plurality of solutions from which we can choose. We can choose democratically. In fact, one of the platforms is called Voice and Vote, to enable us to choose the best solutions that we as humanity want to embrace collectively. That's my call for other solutions. Love to hear them. Let's get a very active community and discussion going on these topics. Thank you so much for watching.